being with men or women, I don't think it's like, oh, was it more successful with men or more successful with women? It's whatever I choose is gonna be successful because of who I am. It's whether I find someone who's that with me, who matches that energy.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's a woman or a man, if you ain't.
I hear you, but statistics show that women on women just don't work.
Really?
Women on women?
Yeah.
Lesbian marriages
I
have the
feel like
highest
we
divorce
date a
rates,
lot
and they have the
longer.
highest domestic rates as well. Like,
What
If
rates
you-
are y'all looking at?
Yeah.
no, it's
Real life?
It's real
No,
life
it's
rates.
domestic. It's higher domestic.
Y'all be out here
abuse.
trying to beat each other ass.
No
That's
shade.
what it
It's
is.
higher domestic because if you play with me, I would think twice about playing with a. But I'm not even thinking one time about.
I don't think twice at all.
Like, if you play with me, you gotta.
And that's why it should be so high. Like, yeah,
thinking
Like,
twice.
both
not
black
playing.
like,
Confirmed, no deny.
Husbands usually carry their mental load quietly. They don't always open up. They don't always break down. They just stay strong. When they walk into their home where their wife is overwhelmed, stretched thin, carrying a lot already, they make a decision. They don't add their stress to hers. They push their own stuff down and stay steady. And yes, that is often while they are helping, while they are parenting, working, fixing, showing up in real ways. But emotionally, they go quiet. Not because they don't need support, but because they don't want to be another weight that their wife has to carry. So they become the strong one, the calm one, the steady one. But here's the part we forget. If he's always being strong when his wife is overwhelmed, who does he get to be soft with? Marriage is not just about getting through the day. It's about being a safe place for each other. Sometimes loving your husband looks like this. Not needing him to be okay, but making room for him not to be.
Men are so simple. Flop them on out, snap a picture, press the send button, poof. Whole day made. I mean, you can do a whole lot more than that, but just that one simple thing will make his whole day. All right? And do this daily. It's really not that difficult.
What are you doing out here? What are you doing out here? Where's your son at? Partying? You're a good father, bro. We're out here preaching the gospel. I'm a Christian. What's your name? Chris. So your son's partying, but you're out here to just like to take him home?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you want him out here?
Not really, but he's 21.
You're a great father, bro. But you tell him like that it's not a good life and all that stuff?
No, we all walk that path at some point, you know what I mean? So I don't want to be like beating him up too much for like being human, because I know at some point he'll get it out of his system and then he'll want a better life. So, you know, just trying to guide him and make sure he's doing it the right way, you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. I was
drinking and driving, not doing crazy stuff. Like, all right, if I'm here, like I at least know he can get home safe.
That's real. I actually respect that a lot. What's his name?
Chris.
Wow, Chris Jr. Let's pray for him right now. So Father, in Jesus' name, this is not coincidence, Lord. Thank you for Chris Sr., who loves his son and is out here sacrificing time to make sure he doesn't drink and drive. Father, we thank you, Lord, that Chris Jr. will not indulge in this worldly lifestyle. He will be a mighty man of valor, a mighty evangelist to the nations. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. God bless you, man. You're a great father, bro.
So a lot of you might be seeing the controversy surrounding Lily Phillips, who is a current OnlyFans actress who was just recently rebaptized. She says she wants to get back to her Christian roots. A lot of people are questioning whether it's a genuine conversion because she doesn't want anything to do with the traditional Christianity. So she still plans to make her OnlyFans content, and she is pro-choice. She's pro-gay marriage. There's a lot of people divided because they say, you know, sanctification is a process. We should not be judging Lily Phillips. Just be glad that she's saved. But sanctification is a process for somebody who actually understands the true gospel. Because see, there's this no-cost, shallow, lukewarm, false gospel that says that you can come as you are and stay as you are. God can be who you want him to be. You can pick and choose what you like about it, and you don't need to give anything up. See, that is a gospel that came straight from the mouth of Satan. And Christians have an obligation in love to rebuke that and help somebody to see that, because we don't want to see people who think that they're following Jesus, but they followed a God of their own making, go up to him on Judgment Day and say, Jesus, I love you. I know you. Because he's going to look at them and he's going to say, but I don't know you.
I mean, at the very least, quit doing OnlyFans. At the very least. I mean, for some of this stuff, man, I just feel like, what? Even let's say you was going to do it anyway. Why say it out loud? Why be out there proclaiming, oh yeah, I'm going to still do the wrong thing? I want somebody, it's like going to somebody, it's like going to your man or your friend and saying, hey man, I want you to forgive me for stealing from you. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again, but forgive me. I'm still going through the process. I'm still learning to not do that foolishness. But while I'm learning to leave your stuff alone, you just allow me to continue stealing it. Just when you order a bottle of shampoo, order 2, cause your boy, I'm gonna come in there. I'm gonna see one. I'm gonna take it. Heck, and just because you didn't order 2, I might take both of them. But just give me a little time. Give me a little space. At some point in time, maybe not, I'll stop taking your stuff. I'll stop doing the wrong thing. That's what that sounds like. I'm turning away, and I'm saying I'm going to turn away. Basically, what these modern women do, it don't matter. Once again, it don't matter who it is, what it is. They try to get goodness on credit. They're trying to get goodness on credit. Okay, you as a man, go ahead and be a gentleman. You go ahead, buy me that $500 steak dinner, and maybe, just maybe, I'll show you. We can be exclusive. I'll show you that I actually like you, and I'll start to reciprocate. Maybe if I feel like it. It depends. There's been women that have said, "Why is it that when we start putting in effort, the guy stops putting in effort?" It's like the guy starts at 100%. That's what they said. Now, this is what they said. The guy starts at 100%. We start at 0 because we got to protect ourselves. But over time, we start putting in more and more, and then they start putting in less and less. This doesn't sound good. I know you guys thought that you cooked. You didn't. You didn't cook at all. This sounds terrible. This sounds like a terrible deal. You continue to put all of the effort in the beginning, and then once I feel like it, then I'll change. Then I'll start putting effort into the relationship. But right now, you keep on giving me the best of you. Right now, you keep on giving me that money. You keep on paying those bills. You keep on taking out that trash, mowing the lawn, being a good dad, going and filling up my tank, taking me on vacation, taking me on shopping trips, paying for all of my friends. And maybe every so often when I feel like it, I'll pour back into you. But that's only going to be for like a day or so. If you're lucky and I'm really backed up on reciprocation, you might get a week out of me. Maybe. But other than that, I'm buying your goodness on credit. And whenever I want to pay it back, I'll make the minimum payments. Yikes.
Arizona. She is WWE Hall of Famer, Nikki Bella.
So the caption on this one from Male Spaces is age gap feminists have been real quiet. Well, of course they have. What do they have to say? What do they need to say? This is something that benefits them. Why would they be talking?
Has a man ever told you that 80% of women are going after the top 20% of men, and that's why there's this epidemic of men that can't find partners?
Anyway, they set the stat that was like 20% of people joining dating sites at that time were already married. And I was like, that's crazy. So then I just looked up, did my own little research. You want to know how many people now joining dating apps are already in a relationship or married? 65%. 65%. They did a study last year, and over 2/3 of people joining Tinder were already in a relationship or married. That's insane. And people wonder why it is so hard for this.
I can't switch the fact that we're only attracted to 20% of men. Okay, I can't change that. I can't change the fact that half of women, by 2030, this is 6 years away, half of women are going to be single and childless. This was a study done by bankers, not people that have a political agenda. So if you're married to be, I always say that if we banned side chicks, if we made it illegal or something, the first people that would complain are women. There are women that go to NBA games trying to get men to cheat on their wives.
Can somebody let me know why Audie Crooks is not getting double teamed? She just went out there and had 41 points. 19 of 28 from the field in 30 minutes. She's out there dominating. When she get the ball down low, she doing what she want to do. And I'm watching the highlights and I'm looking at her. She taking her sweet old time, dribbling the ball 2-3 times, and it's no help defense. How was that the game plan for the most dominant player right now in women's basketball? She's bigger than everybody. She's a force to be reckoned with. You can't just let her do what the hell she wants to do. And it's time for her, if she continues this, to be in the same conversation as Juju. It's time for her to be in the same conversation as Caitlin Clark. It's time for her to be in the same conversation as Angel Reese and the other players that we hype up. She's averaging 27 points on the year. That's first in women's college basketball. She's shooting 72% from the field in women's college basketball. That's first. And guess what? Iowa State is undefeated. I know she's not that appealing on the eyeballs, but I'm telling you, what she's out there doing on the basketball floor is straight up domination. And I'm no basketball aficionado. Maybe a coach can let me know, if you coaching against Audie Crooks, will you let her get the ball in the paint, dribble it 3 times, and do what the hell she want to do down there? Or would you send a double and force her to make a decision? Can some basketball coaches out there please let me know what's going on? But she's out there looking like a baby Shaq.
I mean, you can do what you want, big dog. You gonna need at least 3. I remember there was a time when it was just Shaq. I mean, it was Shaq and Kobe, but Shaq, you couldn't stop him. That's why you started having Hack-a-Shaq. Because you're not, I mean, he going up, you're not gonna stop him. There is nothing that you can do to stop this man. And she's like the same thing. That I don't know. Maybe Iowa State can shoot. I haven't really watched any women's basketball because they not even swiping. They not even trying in this clip to do anything. I don't know. And it's not like you can bump bodies with her. People they already falling on the floor. I don't know what you're gonna do. That's it. Dominate.
I totally understand why men wanted their wives to stay home and do the cooking and the cleaning while they worked. There was a point in time where my boyfriend stayed home because he had a work from home job and I was working full time, going to work and from work. And he did everything. He did the cooking, he did the cleaning, he did the shot, like all of that. I would go to work, I would come home, dinner, ready, laundry, done, floors, vacuumed, okay? All of it, right? It was like, this is what it feels like to have a stay-at-home wife. It was bliss.
Let me just say, I think this is pretty dope. I love the fact that she's able to experience what a lot of men have experienced over the years. Not so much nowadays, but back in the days, this happened all the time. But
what I would say is, if I had a daughter, I would say, like most moms would say, don't rely on a man, right? Well, you can't rely on a woman either. Everybody's a free agent nowadays. Everybody's a free agent. A girl can wake up one day and says, I'm not in love with you anymore. And they could just walk. And there's nothing a man could do about it. He could get on his knees, the girl's gonna walk, she's gonna walk, right?
Everybody has that free will, yeah.
So she could just, for whatever reason, or in the most cases, she met a better man, right? So
I got a post there, so you're probably wondering why there's a fetus behind my big ass head. Let's read together. It was the leading cause of death in 2025 with over 73 million per WHO data. Now, I'm a firm believer of your body, your choice, but I'm also going to say your body, your consequences. 73 million people died. And if you say a fetus is not a baby, I just have one question for you. Why, when a woman is pregnant and she is, unalived and she passes away, they charge that person with a double homicide? And yes, I know an argument might be, oh, what about if she was raped? Yeah, it happens. But the man could be raped also. And you still decided to kill the baby. And I know another argument might be, oh, you're not a woman, you'll never understand. You're right, but I am a human and I know what murder is. Protect yourself. There's 33 different contraceptives, if not more, for women to use to protect themselves and not get pregnant by ain't men. You can't blame an ain't shit man for being ain't shit and letting that ain't shit man net all up in you. And then you have an excuse to say, hey, well, I don't want this responsibility, so let me kill it. And for any woman that wants to argue saying, oh, tell men to stop nutting in this, I'll just say this. With great power comes great responsibility.
Are you single?
Yes.
Well, why are you single?
Oh, I'm expensive.
Oh, you're expensive. What do you like?
Everything. I want it my way. It's my world.
Okay, all right. Let's see me and you are dating. What do you want from me?
To be a provider, a protector.
No, but provider. Like take you to dinners, travel, massages.
Well, everybody has to eat every single day, so dinners are not providing, but...
Wait, McDonald's is okay?
Sure. You can eat at a 5-star place every single day.
That's cheap. How is it expensive, though? Maybe a Red Lobster, I don't know.
Food is not being a provider.
You're not expensive. You're actually genuine.
Okay.
Wait.
And this is why men are walking away from dating. She doesn't even look expensive. I'm expensive. You don't look expensive. You look like trash. No disrespect. You look like trash. The man only asked 2 or 3 questions, really, and none of them were really answered. Oh, because I'm expensive. Why? Because you probably bought that suit on sale. I don't even know why you bought that, to be honest with you. Stop wearing that. I mean, even if that was expensive, whatever you're wearing, your aesthetic doesn't say exclusive. Your aesthetic doesn't say and I'm not talking about like you need to be walking around looking like Queen Elizabeth. I'm just talking about the way you present yourself. Who's going to be proud to walk in with that on their arm? Not me.
My friend of 4 years just ended our friendship over a man.
I really want y'all to key in on how she started that video. Just remember that one part. Viewer discretion is advised.
So the way it works out is her birthday, their anniversary, Christmas, my birthday, New Year's. So right around this time of the year, we're chatting a whole bunch. Girl, what you doing? Girl, what you doing? Da, 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 da. This is literally what I said. Where did y'all go for y'all anniversary? And she goes, oh, we just went out to dinner. You got me flowers and some jewelry. And I was like, she was like, don't start.
Is it me, or does this woman have way too much investment in someone else's relationship? And it's clear that her friend has placed boundaries around the relationship that she's currently in because she knows her friend does way too much. So when she told her not to start, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. She's been down this road with her friend before, where her friend has probably said something in relation to her relationship that she just did not appreciate. And so in turn, she's throwing warning flags by saying, don't start. Because you keep around, you're gonna find out. But instead of taking heed and listening to her friend, take a wild guess what she did.
And now I'm gonna start. And we all need to start starting with our friends who are accepting like low effort from the men that they're with.
Ladies, I don't understand how y'all can be friends with some of these people. And she said they were friends for X amount of years. Who are you to tell me what's low effort in my relationship? How are you gonna tell me what I should desire and what I should like in my relationship? Keep in mind, it's not like I'm getting nothing. I'm actually getting things that I like and want. I'm just not getting the things that she thinks I should like and want. What kind of a friend is this? This is a perfect example of single women keeping other women single, because I refuse to believe that the woman in the video has a relationship of her own. There is never a reason for you to be overly invested in someone else's relationship that they are perfectly content with. There's no complaints coming from your friend. All the complaints are coming from her, like she's the one that man.
Let me preface this by saying he's a man of means, okay? I sold this man his 3rd property when I was in real estate. I've seen this person. This man makes well into the mid to high 6 figures, okay? And you are the type of person that likes to travel because we bonded over that. We've traveled and taken trips together before. It's just so minimal to me what he does for her.
This message goes out to the friend that the video was about. That woman wants your spot. And she was finding every way to trick you out of your position so she could be with that man. She saw the kind of man he was, how much money he was making, possibly was even attracted to him, and said, you know what, I can do a better job than she can. So the only way for me to get to him is to get past her. And in the name of girl code, she tried to manipulate you and make you think that that man wasn't doing anything for you and you should leave him. She tried to make you think that he was doing the bare minimum and dress it up as an insult and low effort. That way you can feel like I can do better. And in turn, you would leave that man, which would open up a clear lane for her to shoot her shot at your man. Look what that moneymaker do. Boy, I tell you, you can't make this up.
You should not just be at home all the time when y'all doing big celebrations like this. Like, I feel like you're just accepting, yo. And this is what pisses me off so much about it, is that whenever she's talking about him and stuff that he does, it's always spectacular. But when she talks about stuff that he does for her, like, yes, it's nice, but it's not spectacular in comparison to what he does for himself. I'm like, girl, this man does not like you. He's with you. You're integrated into his life. Yeah, he may say he loves you, but he does not like you.
Her words are, yes, he loves you. Yes, you are integrated in his life, but he doesn't like you. She also says, yes, he does nice things for her, but because it's not spectacular, it's not really. And the reason it should be spectacular is because he makes a lot of money. This woman is a leech in the worst way. She's the kind of woman that believes your gifts and acts of service should match your income, which in turn says if you're a millionaire and you go out and buy her a car, let's say you come back with a S-Class Mercedes-Benz, nah, that's an insult. Because you're a millionaire, you have to put a Bugatti in front of her. That is the only way your gifts are going to suffice. Spending large portions of your income on gift giving is the only way she think a man likes a woman. Completely disregarding the fact that an S-Class Mercedes-Benz can easily run you up 100K. But I digress. The point of this video is, remember in the very beginning where she said that she lost her friend of 4 years over a man? Nah, sweetheart, you lost your friend over overstepping her boundaries in a relationship. You didn't have enough respect for her, you didn't have enough respect for him or their relationship, so she did the only thing that anybody with common sense would do and cut your stupid ass off because you a hater low-key. And you wanted her spot, but you could never come out and actually say it. Ladies, do yourselves a favor and watch out for these girls that are looking out for your best interest, because in reality, what they're really trying to do is trick you out of your position, especially when you're in a place of privilege. And fellas, for whatever reason, if you ever end up with a woman like this, leave her. Trust me, she's way too invested in other people's relationship to be the person she's supposed to be in your relationship. Y'all keep the change.
Why do you call women split crotches?
I don't. It's just descriptive.
Okay, so what is that description? I'm unfamiliar. You got to break it down.
Basically, you got to. That's it.
Okay.
Split crotch.
Okay. So then, why do you feel like women don't want the truth?
They don't. They want a clever, well put together lie. Little lie, not no big lie.
You said they want to be manipulated.
No. You cannot ever be totally honest with a woman because this is not how can I put it?
I don't know, but you're gonna do it.
It's gonna sound bad no matter how you put it.
Live your truth, bro. Hey,
don't try to sugarcoat this.
Hey, just because they're looking at you, you say what the you want to say.
Speak your mind, bro.
No, because you know I'm gonna say something. Don't worry, ladies, I got it.
There's no way you can be completely honest with no woman you are dating.
Because I agree.
Because the complete honesty will never leave. They will continue to ask you questions about something that you've been totally honest about.
Give me an example.
For instance, what was you doing at Spank's bachelor party? To be honest, babe, I drank, I did a little whatever.
Cocaine.
And no
cocaine. Okay, men believe that honesty is going to be the...
Spit it out.
It's gonna be the issue, right? They think that women don't want honesty, but it's not the honesty that you guys like, it's the transparency. Now there's a difference between being honest and being transparent, because you can say, I'm going out with my homeboys, right? And that was the truth. You went out with your homeboys. I went to the club. Yeah, you went to the club, but you're not mentioning the full story, and that's the transparent part that women want. We want to know the details. Then that doesn't leave any room for questions, because that's
what
just
gives
how
you
our-
entitlement to the details.
Because if I'm your woman, I'm gonna know the details.
But see, but we don't see that. If you go, most men, if even in stories, they'll go like, "What happened? Man, I went over there and them was shooting over there. I left. Well, who they shoot? I don't know. I just left. I just know
it's
you know what I'm saying? So we don't. But for
It could be
us, we don't
situational.
need all that. We just know what happened. They had a fight. And
There's
we
a
at
joke.
home.
There's a joke with
Women
that.
aren't forthcoming like that. Y'all don't go out and can highlight you in one day. You only want to tell us about
All you gotta do is ask a woman her goddamn body count. She gonna lie.
Do men want that? That's the difference between men and
But
women.
y'all will tell us about what men want.
Okay, because y'all put us like that. If y'all don't want it,
If you want to see a woman lie, ask her body count.
Y'all will tell us about.
Give a body count. I don't want to know. Holly.
Yeah, that's all you had to do.
I don't use some transparency.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be honesty then, because he's being deceitful. Like he's intentionally leaving things out to deceive you. This is what I want you to know. So it's not really honesty, right? Honesty, transparency, it's kind of the same thing. Like if you're being honest with them, you're being forthright. You're being forthcoming with the information so they don't have to guess. Right. So, I mean, there's not really a difference to me. Like he's intentionally trying to deceive you. And it's neither honest nor transparent.
If her friends are, she is as well. Birds of a feather flock together. And if you think that, oh, all of her friends are, she's different, she's special, trust me, bro, you are. Because if you believe that all of her friends are, and she's the only perfect angel in the group, you have to be. It's simply like a homeless person being friends with a bunch of millionaires. Find a picture of that and send that to me, because then I'll be like, oh my god, you can't, okay? If all of her friends are cheating on their boyfriends, all of her friends are drinking and smoking and do all this, and she still hangs out with them, guess what? They're going to influence her. They're going to bring out the worst in her.
Send this video to all the women.
As a woman, one of my responsibilities is to overstand my divine counterpart, which is man. As the natural nurturers that we claim to be, we should have the patience and be able to get to know his mental state. Understand that we aren't the only ones that go through things. They go through things too. And just how our mental state should be checked on, there should be too. And as a woman, we should have the ability and the intuition. And then as a matriarch, everyone's saying that it's time for a matriarch. It's time for the women to stand up. How can we stand up and run or be over anything when we don't even understand our divine counterpart? We don't even understand man. It should be a system where I protect him, he protects me. I lift him up, he lifts me up. Now we both up. And now things are moving, things are in motion. Because we have that understanding that it's not just about women, it's also about the men as well.
Ladies, I'm back. On today's episode of Shut Your Dumb Ass Up. You want to be paid like an employee, treated like a queen, and respected like a wife? But you contribute like a stranger. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. So just in case you didn't know, but I'm sure you did because you're on the internet, there's this growing epidemic out there where a lot of modern women got the audacity of royalty with the work ethic of a mannequin. Every conversation starts with, so what do you bring to the table? That's my time. You got to pay for it. If he ain't spending no money, he not that serious. Girl, show ass up and just pop that. That's what we here for. Let's make this transactional and get it over with. Y'all want men to pay for you existing, but you don't want to be labeled. You want money up front and respect on the back end. You want a man to fund your lifestyle, but you don't want him treating you like a lifestyle accessory. You got to make that make sense, baby. And here's the hypocrisy. You don't want men seeing you as a tool for sex, but you're perfectly okay using him as a tool for money. You say you hate transactional men, yet every expectation you set is a transaction. You say you want love, but that requires a receipt. Now be honest, ladies. If a man requires sex before giving you attention, you would call that predator. You'll be making Diddy jokes out here. But when you require money before giving him time, you call that shit your standards, baby. You got to stop. This new mentality isn't confidence. It's emotional laziness mixed with financial entitlement. Next thing I'm going to say is this, and we're going to take it a little deeper. A lot of you women using to pay me for my time as a shield because internally, they don't think they offer anything else. No peace, no patience, no vision. Motherfuckers ain't got no leadership, no togetherness, no discipline. Just a vibe with a fat ass and some invoices. And I'm going to keep it real. That shit only works on men who ain't fucked pretty women, because anybody that know charisma, a good smile, a little humor, some character and confidence, bro, you gonna bag them same type of bras and they gonna spend $2. But back to what I was unpacking. And ladies, listen, check me out. If you want a transactional lifestyle, cool, just own that shit. But don't be offended when men start treating exactly what you are. A relationship requires reciprocity, not ransom. Partnership requires value, not price tags. And femininity isn't a subscription, baby. Stop trying to sell that. Unless you really want to sell that, stop calling it standards when it's really just selfishness and high heels. And if you want a real man, be a real woman, not a walking bill. Anyway, y'all, when y'all ready to sit down and politic with Uncle on a weekly basis, y'all know what to do. Get the Post Pack Volume 2 because it gives you access, lifetime access to our online community, a private community, and I teach them every week. So again, them gender roles following the trends, audacity that a lot of us have as both men and women when it comes to building dangerous homes that can stand the test of times in America. We need to remove all the divisiveness, and whether you co-parenting, whether you dating, whether you in love, whatever the case may be, y'all better get it together. I've been telling y'all for many years, this whole world is ran by roughly 13 families. You better figure out how to mount on chores and carve out y'all piece of land and keep that motherfucker safe and sound, or a lot of y'all gonna drown. Click the link in the bio, y'all get a Push Pack Volume 2 ASAP. Y'all know regular price is $499. It's currently 95% off because we're funding and doing everything we can to make sure we're able to open the doors to our independent academy June 8, 2026. So every time you get a pack, you help us get closer to that goal. So again, click the link in the bio, AdirGrace2.com, and ladies, stop selling that unless you just really finna sell that.
4 of us get ready to go out. I already DM'd the promoter for Vendom, so that way he said we can get in, there'll be alcohol, no, wait at the door, everything's all good. We pull up, one of my friends is plus size, and they tell her that she has to pay $300 at the door.
And guess what? We wouldn't have went in because you got my friend messed up.
We all thought we were going to have an expense-free night, so no one wanted to pay for the $300 entry fee. We spent over 2 hours trying to figure out if we're going to split it, can she put on her credit card, whether we're just going to leave, go to another club, like literally just doing everything.
What was there to think about? Because ain't no club finna humiliate my friend and you think I'ma still want to go in. Hell, I'm about to be on the phone with a lawyer trying to figure out how I can sue y'all asses.
And we spent over 2 hours plotting and planning and strategizing. Finally, we're 10 minutes before New Year's Eve, and I personally did not want to spend my New Year's Eve sitting on the curb.
I'm sure there was better places to go.
So I asked my friend, would you be willing for us to pay for your Uber to go back home so you can watch the ball drop, watch fireworks, and be safe? So that way we can at least go into the club before midnight. She turned to me and says, I'll get in that Uber, but once I do, we are not friends anymore.
See, that friend word is thrown around too loosely. People need to start throwing around the word frenemy. Am I right or am I wrong? What y'all think?
No, you're right. And the friend was right to say that because, we're not friends. I mean, y'all could have split that. But like she was talking about, let's see if we can go somewhere else. But understanding the situation, that was a curveball because on New Year's Eve, I know everybody's probably clubbing or trying to get into something pretty serious, I guess. Maybe not serious, but I guess what I'm trying to say is this stuff is full. People are going out, and this the club that y'all wanted to be at, and y'all got dressed and cute, and now you're gonna have to try to find something else, and it's gonna be too much work, and yada yada yada. So the best thing or the easiest thing for you to do is just not partake. Yeah, man. Somebody told me that we're not gonna be friends no more at all.
These are the absolute best men to date because you get to see their happy, passionate side. And yes, they won't cheat on you because they're busy. I absolutely love the women that support their man's hobbies because way too often we see all these videos of women making fun of men and their hobbies, no matter what they are, even down to watching sports or whatever.
I would turn their ass out. You know what I would have said? You ever fat before? Because you ain't this fat before with this fat cow hoof on this, and that's that. Okay? You ain't never in your life had a like me with a cow hoof like this. Okay? Thank you.
I tell you what, I couldn't do it, but she sure does know how to sell it though. She certainly knows, and if she could sell that, she could sell anything. Some women, they just really meant to be on the blade. You dig? She just meant for the blade. She really knows how to sell that thing. Shout out to her.
Okay, look, I made a post about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant where I said something about what she was wearing when she went to the Jeezy concert. Now I got all the church folk up in arms on my page thinking I'm talking about Carrie Bryant. I am not. I am not talking about the pastor's wife. I never even made a post about her dress, even though I didn't think the dress was bad. However, can y'all get off my page? They're two different people, as you can see here. Thank you kindly. And therein lies the problem.
That's the problem, right? The fact that people are getting Dr. Bryant confused with this Dr. Bryant. And I understand their names are the same. But if one had more of a distinction than the other, it wouldn't have been a problem. As a matter of fact, this Dr. Bryant would not have even been in the news had she been dressing like she had some sense. What we're discussing right now is let me see if I can, because there's a Dr. Bryant that she's been on Club Shay Shay. She's on some regular she has a regular spot right now on tonight's conversation. This Dr. Bryant. So she went to a Jeezy black tie event hosted by Young Jeezy. I don't even think you say Young anymore. You just call him Jeezy. So this is the Dr. Bryant that they are talking about. Now, she's not a pastor's wife. This is also Dr. Bryant. This is a pastor's wife. Her husband pastors in Atlanta now. I think he took over for, I want to say, Bishop Long. I could be wrong about that. That used to be his church. Yeah, I went and confirmed. So that's Bishop Long's old church. So Bishop Long essentially got sick and died. You see, he got sick and he passed away. But there was controversy surrounding what he was doing. I'm not going to get into that, but it was, people thought he was doing stuff that he wasn't supposed to be doing. And there's that. Okay. So Dr. Jamal Bryant comes over from Baltimore, I think it is, to pastor in Atlanta. Okay. At the time he was married to somebody else. I think his wife, his former wife, his ex-wife, said there was an infidelity. She was on some sort of reality TV show, right? So you can see all of this drama and foolishness already going on that don't need to be going on, right? He goes to Atlanta. He and his former wife, ex-wife divorced. He gets married to Dr. Bryant, who you see here. Okay, who you see here. And this dress that she's wearing is actually, I think they're going to some sort of event or something like that. It wasn't a church event. It was some sort of other event to raise, I think he said, $4 million for the United Negro Fund, which is actually fantastic. But the problem is the way that she's dressed. There's a lot of people that are talking about, well, she's the first lady. This is unbecoming of a first lady, of a pastor's wife. You ought not to dress like that. They're used to a traditional way of dress, more like the maybe not the white, suits, because that's for a specific Sunday, but and the hats and stuff. But you dress a certain way. The old mothers in the church dressed a certain way. I understand that you're probably not going to dress like a 60-year-old woman, right? Like a 70, 80-year-old woman who come from a different time. But like others have said, you need to respect the office. If you're talking about the President of the United States, say for instance, former President Obama and Michelle Obama, there was a meme out that said, why are we praising modesty over here? And it had Michelle Obama in some pretty modest stuff. She was covered basically from head to toe. But then we're over here praising this, and it had a picture of Dr. Carrie Bryant, as you see on the screen. If we have a certain position and somebody knows how to dress and they're the president, how come you, who claims to, be a Christian and the first lady and is leading? First lady essentially means you're leading. I'm the first lady of the church. I'm leading other women. They look up to me. I'm an example. So why is it that you can't get it right? Why is it that other people are confusing you with a woman who walked into a black tie event with no clothes on? Why is that a problem? Now, we can get on Dr. Bryant all we want. both of them are doctors. Dr. Jamal Bryant. Well, I bought her the dress. I did this. Oh, and he protected us. No, I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear any of that. At some point in time, we got to take accountability for the way that people see us. We got to take accountability for the things that we do. Because now we mixed up in some stuff that we shouldn't have been mixed up in. If you think about Ayesha Curry, when she went to some sort of thing with Drake and the way that she was dressed, people are like, why do you have to dress like that? When she did that photo shoot where she, you couldn't see anything, but it looked like she took her clothes off. Why would you do that to Steph Curry? You don't need to do that. You've got a man that's respected in the NBA. Put some clothes on. Put some clothes on. You don't need to be affiliated with no Playboy model, no person that's doing some weird stuff, taking their clothes off, shaking their behind for the camera. You don't need to do that. Just play your part, get your money, and stay out the way. And that's essentially the message right here. What do you need to be associated with a woman who ain't wearing no clothes? Number one. Number two, why does she need to be associated with a woman that ain't wearing no clothes? Why are y'all both not wearing clothes? Well, it's an illusion. It's meant to be an illusion. I get it. I understand it. But why are you trying to create the illusion of not having any clothes on? Why? I know you probably think the dress is cute, but this is why men walk away from marriage and dating. This. Because even when you're supposed to be in a position that others hold you in high esteem and high regard, this is what you come out with. And instead of somebody saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't do that, and you accepting it's like, yeah, that was a moment of weakness for me. I shouldn't have done that. You double down and say, yeah, I'm going to do it, and I'm probably going to do it again. Yeah, I did it, and I'm going to do it again. Why would you do that? Why would you show yourself like that? Well, this and what that. No. Once again, this is what men are tired of. Men have fatigue about this type of stuff. There's plenty of things that you could have worn. There's plenty of designer, fashionable clothing that you could have worn that was able to accentuate your curves, and you didn't have to wear that. That's it. That's all that men are saying. Be respectful. Now you got the whole internet ablaze. Now he got to come out and defend her. And that's his wife. I understand it. I get it. But now he got to come out and defend something that if she would have worn something that made a little bit more sense, we wouldn't even have a problem. There would be no confusion about no Dr. Bryant, because one would have been a lot different than the other. One would have been wearing clothes. The other wouldn't. Well, I'm just out here, supporting my husband, and, we're just running the church, and, we're just trying to do good in the community. That's what you'd have seen. But this is what we get. Modern women logic.
What the fuck goes on? I'm at work all day. I was doing school all night. I had the fucking GI Bill where they pay me to go to school. It's a second job. The school's not helping me. There's no aspect of my life that's better for this. Damn. I'm deployed to my fucking life. I couldn't go and walk through the house to go to the bathroom. I'd piss outside so I didn't have to walk past my kids because I knew they would take too long to see them and say hi. I'm a ghost in my own reality.
I've said this once, I'm gonna say this again, man. One of the most important choices you will make in this life is the woman that you choose to be with, man. It's gonna be an important one. There are women who will drain everything you have, your finances, your time, your assets, your money, everything you have, everything you've ever worked for. And there are women from God that are sent by God to make your life better. I believe that. It's in Proverbs, man. It's in the Bible. He pinpoints how to find the right woman and what woman to settle down with. A woman with God in her heart, man. A woman who is going after the Lord, who is going after the kingdom of heaven. And I know some people get hate. I get hate for that. I don't care. I'm telling you what's going to work for you, man. I'm telling you what God has directed us to. A wife. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. Your wife is not going to be cheating on you. Your wife is not going to be playing all these games with you all the time, homie. Put your energy into the gym. Put your energy into building your relationship with the Lord, man. Talking to Him, praying. Do the things that are going to improve your life. That is the only way. Gym, grind, and God.
Huh? You okay?
I am.
What's wrong with you? Why are you looking like that?
I don't know. I feel like something's wrong.
What do you mean something's wrong? Nothing's wrong. You're totally fine.
I don't know.
I like your bags though.
Thank you.
Of course. Where you from? France?
I feel like it's AI.
No, I'm not AI, I promise.
Prove it to me.
What?
Prove it to me. Something's wrong.
What?
I don't know.
Bruh.
Sons are watching. And what they see, the reality they see from us becomes what they believe about love and respect. So we have to make sure we're showing them something worth repeating. But if all they're seeing is the discourse and the rhetoric of men are the enemies and they too will become men one day, what are we really teaching our boys? Come on.
Nobody gets more upset, more angry, and more defensive than a liar that just got caught fucking lying.
Phone's on the TV. What's the wrong charger in?
Oh, what's your name? God.
Oh, okay, I think I get it. So she was waiting for him to apologize to her, and that's why she stormed out. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Why do females get so mad when you accuse them of that they've actually done? Like, you've been caught red-handed. You are the problem. Then they start gaslighting you and trying to twist the story like you don't know